Thank you very much. David Gelbley, QC, Program Legal Commentator on the line, former Drive presenter, now commentator Channel 7. Derryn Hinch, morning.
Neil Mitchell, good morning.
You think you could be in contempt again?
Anything's possible, I suppose. I mean, Channel 7 heavily edited last night's editorial, as you would have noticed. I take umbrage with, or just dispute with Mr. Galbody on a couple of points. What is missing here is that this was an unintentional contempt. I posted my blog, I'd written in Sydney, 6 hours before the judge, Justice Nettle, brought down his
yeah, but you left a link at the. But let's get not too technical. No, but you left a link to the previous article when you replaced it.
No, I didn't know that Mr. Nettle had brought in the suppression order, so I read it I was in Sydney for the weekend, so I read it on the Monday morning. What I've been convicted of and fined $100,000 of, according to Mr. Justice Kay, is that I should have taken it down earlier, that I could have called my lawyer at 10 o'clock on the Monday night when I knew I was in trouble and pulled it down. The minute I did talk to my lawyer on the Tuesday morning, I did reduce it, and I did take it down completely. But one thing, Neil...
But you must have known you were taking a risk, Derryn. You must have known. Well, you and I have been around long enough to understand the way the system works. You must have known.
No, Neil, that morning, I read the Herald Sun and the Age, neither of whom were charged with contempt. They actually said that the man, we can't mention his name anymore because it's illegal.
Well, that's not my advice, but anyway. Yeah.
No, okay, that the man who killed Jill Maher would plead guilty. And I read that in my Sydney hotel room and thought, gee, that's contempt of court, I'm not going to touch that. Now, I had information about him from the previous September, didn't use it, because I thought that'll be in contempt of court. I genuinely this time did not think it was in contempt of court. On the days I stood on the steps of Parliament House and named those two victim offenders, I knew it, and I knew I'd be punished, and I knew I would get something like the 5 months house arrest.
You said in the court case that you apologised unreservedly and would never act as though you were above the law again.
I don't think I was above the law this time. I apologised to the court because...
Yeah, sorry, go on.
I apologise to the court because I didn't want to be there. I don't like being convicted. I didn't like being convicted of contempt of court, and I was sorry, and I apologised to the judge. I thought wasting his time, wasting my time, wasting the court's time, all that money. The other point here is that...
So, hang on, what were you apologising for being there, or apologising for what you did?
I was apologising for being found in contempt of court.
Wait, hang on. You're apologising for being found guilty.
No, Neil. I apologise. I've got the situation where you have found me guilty of contempt of court. I don't believe I was for what I did. I don't believe it was contempt of court.
So what were you apologising for?
For the judge finding me and convicting me of contempt of court. Obviously, a court found I was in breach, and I apologise with my record, having been the past the convictions I've had, the number I've had. I was sorry it happened.
Well, you said you would never act as though you're above the law again. Aren't you doing exactly that now?
No, I said no. This is not being acting above the law.
You're not paying the fine that's been imposed, even though you can afford it.
I'm taking it's going to hurt me if I pay that fine.
Well, of course, that's the point.
But yes, because he made that point. The thing I'm doing here is I'm not paying it on principle because I think the fine was excessive. I think it was wrong, and I think our courts should be made. They should be brought to account for the sentences that are going down at the moment.
Derryn, you're putting yourself above the law again, which you said you would never do again.
I am not putting myself above the law.
You just said it. You said I'm not going to pay the fine, even though it's imposed, and even though I can afford it. Now that not paying the fine is putting yourself above the law.
I am going to wear the consequence, which is going to bloody jail.
You are, but you say you can afford it. The courts impose the fine. If you don't pay the fine, they say go to jail. You're not going to pay the fine. That's putting yourself above, and you're not paying the fine because you don't approve of the way the law works. That's putting yourself above the law.
You're entitled to break the law if you think it's a bad law. I mean, the law that
you said you would not put yourself above the law again, and here you are doing it.
That's your feeling. That's your opinion. I don't accept that.
Okay.
I don't accept that.
All right. Well, let's move on. How in any you have a long history fighting for victims. You care about victims. It's the whole rationale behind what you do. How on earth did what you did here help in any way the Maher family?
What? It brought out...
Well, we're the victims in the middle of it. What do you do help them?
Of course, it brought out the fact that she should still be alive. If the parole system had worked the way it was meant to work, this man would not have been walking the streets, would not have killed Jill Maher. The information I put out that upset the court so much, and I'm tired here now, as you well know, is that... It didn't hurt the Maher family. Of course it helped the Maher family. And we've got now changes. You've got changes now where people are not going to be released on parole. But
that's got nothing to do with your contempt. How did your contempt here, how did the risk you take help the victims?
Of course it helped the victims. It showed how bad the system was. And you hope that there won't be another Maher family. Neil,
Well, of course I do too. Of course I do.
Yeah, I know you do. But in this case here, the circumstance of how Jill Maher died should never, in a decent legal system, have happened. You know that. And you know material
Of
that I know.
course I do, but I don't see how what you did made any difference to that whatsoever. It has all become public within sort of days of that happening anyway. And I agree it was a technical contempt. But I think you were running a risk here and thumbing your nose at the law. It looks to me like journalistic one-upmanship.
Well, it wasn't. It was not at all.
Okay,
I didn't even believe it was. Now, the other point here, what pushed me over the line was Simon Cooper, and you know that case very well. That man, an ex-magistrate, he gets convicted of 6 offences against two young boys, and he gets an ex-magistrate who should be treated more harsh than anybody. Not $1 fine, not 1 hour community service, not 1 hour behind bars, not even on the sex offenders register. Because we're told now, oh, that's a judicial discretion. That is the biggest disgrace in this town at the moment.
You were at one stage collecting money for your court costs. How much did you get?
Not much. Not
so,
much.
Do you have to return any because you didn't collect anything for the fine, did you?
No, I did not. No, the judge ruled that I could not accept money from Channel 7 or from anybody else for the fine,
Right.
and that was right. No, I did not.
So do you still apologise to the court?
For being in that situation? Yes. Yes, I do.
Do you apologise for what you did?
No, because I did nothing wrong.
Okay. Thanks, Derryn.
I did nothing wrong.
Thank you. Derryn Hinch, 96900 693 13 13 30. Let's get to the weather in a moment. Yeah, Derryn and I agree on many things. We don't agree on this one. That tends to, well, there's no point in going through it again. You know my views.
Talking Melbourne.